Looking back at your career journey, what is one thing you wish someone would have told you when you were just starting out? Your wisdom might be exactly what someone needs to hear today. 80% of successful career change after 50 start off as a side hustle, not completely starting over. So let me just introduce myself. Hi, my name is Cyril, and welcome to my channel of changing your career after the age of 50. And I'm going to tell you what triggered me to start a business. Let's rewind back to it. All started in 2006 when my wife was about 6 or 7 months pregnant, and I lost my job. My boss pulled me into the office and says, "We're no longer making money. We're gonna have to let you go." And that was just the seed to get me started of looking for another stream of income, like 2, 3, multiple streams of income, because depending on one job was a risk. You still have to pay bills and other expenses are still coming. And if you have children, childcare. This was back in 2006. Fast forward to the pandemic, and obviously if you're in my age group, you went through it. Even my daughter, who's 18, just turned 18, she remembers it. This is something that's gonna stay with us for the rest of our lives. But what was great about it was when the pandemic started, we all got to work from home. And because I had a medical condition, diabetic, I was the first one to get to go home first, the first week when the pandemic started. And what was great is, my gosh, you get to work from home. You can wake up late. You go, just log in. That was a great work-life balance. But after several months of just be able to work from home, I realized that now your boss is in your house. Your company is in your house. And that didn't make me depressed, but I was down. I was like, is this it? This is all we have? It no longer made me happy to be able to work from home. I said, there's something has to change. And I've lost my passion at that time. My passion dried up. It was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I have to find something else to do. So that's when my wife and we decided to start a business, to learn how to make money online by starting a business. So we did our due diligence, and we saw some businesses that we tried, and we still are trying to find that business that we love. One thing about when working in corporate, I was working for a lot of smaller companies where the CEO knew our name. And what was great is, when the pandemic started, before the pandemic, when our CEO visited us from the head office, he used to ask us, "Hey, how's your family? How's your wife? How's your kids? How's everything?" It was very personable, and that's what made me comfortable. I had a good salary, got bonuses, they had little parties, and it was good. I got comfortable, and that's where a lot of us fall into that trap of we're sticking with security instead of venturing out. So I got comfortable, and I said, you know what, it's better just to, you have bills to pay, you have, taxes, all that came in. But one day our CEO pulls us into a meeting and says, we're selling the company, and we're selling this company to a larger company, which is larger corporation. So there's no longer going to be that warmth anymore. It's more of the CEO doesn't know your name anymore. Now you're just a number. And that's where I realized it's time to make a change. What was one of the things that happened was the company told us, don't worry, everything's gonna be status quo, no one's gonna lose their jobs, whatever. And I heard this song and dance before because I worked for other companies that done this. But a year later, after the larger company bought the smaller company, they says, we're gonna lay off people because there's a lot of redundancies. And I realized that a lot of my colleagues that have been with the company for 20, 25 years, maybe even pushing 30, were let go. It was just, too bad, so sad. And they were let go. And a lot of my friends that I grew, became friends with at work, they started leaving on their own because they didn't see a future. So last year, that's when I decided, enough. Like, there was 2 reasons. One reason was I was tired. One of the reasons was I was tired of doing the same thing for 25 years, and it was time for a change. And the other reason was my dad was sick, and I needed to take care of him. So these are the 2 things that were really weighing down on me to make a change. What the question, I'm going to get back to the question. What I wish I knew before changing my career at 50 is that like when people were losing their jobs after 25 years, I realized that your job, you're not secure. If you're working in a job right now, you're not secure. Even though there's no more loyalty in companies. When they need to cut budgets, the first thing to do is they cut employees. They don't streamline anything, they cut the employees. So you could be working 25, 30 years and they will get rid of you. So this is the reason why it's important to have a side gig after the age, even before, 30, 40, have a side gig, because when something happens, you are ready it doesn't hit you that hard. Loyalty is not rewarded anymore. Before you used to have, like when my father was working, he had a pension. There's no more loyalty. They will lay you off at a drop of a dime. So they don't care if you work 25 years. They will get rid of you when they have the chance. They'll give you some sort of excuse. So this is reasons why you should start a side gig now. I don't know as you know, what's going on in the news right now in our neighboring country of the United States. People are getting laid off in the federal government, and they thought their jobs were safe. So if you think that you're protected in the government level and you're in a private company, you have something, you need to start looking now of a side gig, something else. So I have one question for you. If you could tell your younger self one thing about career success, what would it be? Leave a comment in the comments below. And what would you tell your younger self? Like, hey, what would you tell your younger self? I would told my younger self is make sure you had a side gig, something else, because your job is not secure, even though you have a job, you're loyal to the company. If you are ready, now thank you for watching. If you are ready to experience and take life into your own hands, hit subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification. And I'm gonna try to give as much tips of my journey. This is my journey of going from an employee to an entrepreneur. And I want to take you along with my journey. And I wanna help you do the same by giving you tips on this channel. If you find value, please hit the like notification, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye for now.